It's got some real heavy yellow wood to it though. And they've just taken over everything. So today is the 2nd of May, and it's about, I know it's 80. It could be a little over 80. Who knows? It is hot though. So while it's good and hot, we're gonna try and kill some of these things. So let's get a couple of tanks mixed up here. All right, well, we got a tank loaded up. I think that was the fastest I've ever filled one of these up. It was almost like it was in the blink of an eye. So, I know I've been going on and on and on about this soil and water project and how now I'm going to have running water. Well, I do, but I was afraid to turn it on today for the first time. I was afraid of being here by myself. If there was a leak somewhere and I was out somewhere else and a leak happened, I'd never know. So I figured I'll just wait, do that later, and I'll do it the old-fashioned way with buckets and the river. So here are some of those bushes. You can see this big one popping up here in the fence, and a little one popping up over here, another one popping up over there. So today I'm spraying something that's not my favorite to spray, but we got power? No, we don't have power. All right, well, it'll be a minute. I guess we'll have to do some fixing. I did just get a nice new tripod that bends around stuff and can clamp it on different things. I am getting a kick out of doing this, so figured what the heck, I can spend just a little bit of money on a tripod. So I did. So we'll see if it helps any. I do not have a blown fuse. So, what else could it be? We've got power. All right. Get this seat back on here. And we'll be on our way. Okie doke. So, normally what we try to spray is crossbow on these bushes. That really knocks them out, but I don't have any at the moment. I'm gonna have to start this. Well, maybe. I don't have any crossbow at the moment, so I mixed 2,4-D, which it'll kill them, but you got to mix it really strong. So I used more than should have really had to have, but I got a leak here now. I swear, it's always something. So now I've got a little bit of a leak here at my handle, and on top of that, now the breeze is picking up. I swear, maybe I should just go home. Today's just not the day. It's looking like we'll make it work. So they have officially gotten all the equipment out of here from the soil and water project. Oh boy, I really got a leak. From the soil and water project, all that's pretty much completely over now, which is sad. It was fun getting to come up here every day and see something new done, but it's all right. I can continue to do that new stuff myself. But just won't go nearly as fast, that's for sure. I'm going to leave this sitting here and we'll tried to add a bunch of extra hose here so I could jump off if I needed to and walk around to get some different bushes. The problem is I leave the back of this four-wheeler so full of junk, you can't ever get it out. So it sounds like a good plan, a lot like all of my plans. They all sound really great in my head until I really start to go towards them. But one thing's for sure, that bush is going to die. I've got faith in that. You can reach that one over there. So not the last video I put up. The last one I put up was just kind of random. But the one before that, with me spreading fertilize, I said, we've got good rain coming in the forecast. No, it's yet to rain, actually. And that was last Thursday. Today is Thursday of the following week, and it is yet to rain. So that is very unfortunate, but we've got good rain coming on Saturday, or at least that's what they're saying now. You know, weathermen, I don't know how they get paid. I don't get it. You know, a lot of people put a lot of faith in that. You know, farmers, not calling myself that right now, just farmers in general. You know, the weather can make them or break them. And when we listen to some guy in a suit or some woman in a skirt on the news channel telling us what the weather's going to do that next day, and they lied, we could have just lost thousands. Not me losing thousands, because that would mean you had to put thousands in, and I don't have thousands to put in, so that's not me. But I'm going to lose hundreds. Oh, no. I'll lose hundreds, that's for sure. Which, to me, as a school teacher, is might as well be thousands. So now that the fertilizing's done and soil and water is mostly done, we do have to do the fence. That's a big thing that's got to come up. We got to get the fence squared away. But right now, the biggest thing is going to be keeping stuff clean and getting ahead of all of it and spraying. And I'll show you this right here. So I kind of showed you this ditch the other day when I was standing down there at the road, but the grass was so high you couldn't really see what had been done. But it does look a whole lot better. I'm going to try and come through here and spray some Roundup on some of that tomorrow, hopefully. But with it being so hot today, I really wanted to knock some of these bushes out if I could. But now my pump is no longer running, and I don't know why. Well, I'll get back with you in a moment. Gotta fix it again. Imagine that. Well, for those of you that knew my father, he was extremely thrifty. With a capital T, thrifty. I mean, like, real thrifty. And he was driving by a guy's yard sale one day, saw this sprayer. He said, I'm gonna go get that. He went over there and checked it. The guy said he'd take $75 for it. Well, that was 8 years ago, maybe 10. Honestly, probably 10 years ago. Well, the thrifty sprayer has gone kaput. Can't tell if it's the wiring harness that went out or the pump. I do have another pump, But I don't have a test light, any kind of electronic stuff with me. It's all at home. So we're going to try putting a pump on it real quick. Except for the fact that I don't have my tools up here either. We're going to put a pump on it tomorrow. See how that goes. So I guess this is it for the day. This is how my life goes most of the time. You got real good plans, and then you know, life, right? Well, change your plans. I forgot I do have tools up here. So we're going to try and change a pump on a an ATV sprayer. You know, most of the time, people come to YouTube to figure stuff out. They come to YouTube to learn how to put a pump on an ATV sprayer. Just how do you change that? This isn't the video you want to watch for that. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know either. I sort of know. I mean, how hard could it be, right? So we're going to give it a shot, see what happens. I'm going to switch over to time lapse because this could take 30 minutes or 2 hours. There's no telling, especially with me. I get sidetracked pretty easy. So we'll see what happens at the end of this. This is probably going to be it for the day. I don't foresee the time being in the schedule to be able to spray any bushes. So this might be all I get done, and then I can maybe spray some tomorrow, hopefully. So we'll see. I'll switch over to time lapse and find some kind of free music to play in the background. So for future reference, to anybody here in the future, this pump was put on May 2nd, 2024. I don't know if there's a date on it. No, there's no date. It looks new. I see something there that says 2004. Let's just hope it's not from 2004. Let's hope. All right, we have a pump. Now the problem is priming it, because that is something I've never done. So we'll see what happens. See if it even works. Haven't tried that yet. Let's give it a shot here. We're golden, and we're going to spray bushes. We've got time. We've got 30 minutes. I'm going to throw this seat back on here, go kill a couple. I'll take you along with me. Right, here we go. Make sure it's still working. Uh-oh. Oh, we're good. So these things just pop up everywhere, and they just get huge. You've got a big mess of them up here on the hill, and you know, a bird sits in them, eats the seeds, digests it, comes out the other end to cook the seeds, and it ends up planting another bush right beside another one, and they just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and and bigger and bigger. And you find yourself in a situation like we were in a couple years ago. Now it's not, you know, it's bad, but it's not what it once was. You know, a couple years ago, it was pretty rough. But we got a handle on it, and well, I should say we sort of got a handle on it because they're still everywhere. But not quite as bad as they once were. Kind of grabbed some jumper cables off the back there in the bush, but that's okay. Alright, come on, wire. Get off of me. Alright. So, next couple videos I'm kind of thinking that I'll try and put out. I'm going to go out to one of our other farms and do this same thing and kind of share a little bit of history about that place. There's another farm that I need to go out to as well and do some mowing at an old family cemetery there. So, by the way, I had seen that, you know, some people had actually subscribed to this chaos. But if you want to be notified if I post a video, I know for the longest time whenever I was messing around on YouTube watching people, I wouldn't ever know if somebody posted something. But if you want to know if I post something and be aware of it, there's a little bell underneath the videos, and if you click that bell, it will give you notifications whenever I post something. So some of my family from up north had subscribed, so glad you all could watch a couple of these. Hopefully it'll be worth showing off a little bit once ever you all get to come down this summer. Hopefully some of these bushes will be dead and it won't look so awful. Although it doesn't look very awful right now. Things are greening up, really starting to look pretty. But these bushes just tick me off. They're just everywhere, and it doesn't matter how much you do, they're still there. Hopefully this will at least stun them a little bit until I can get some crossbow and get out here and really get them going, really get them killed. But this might do it. I mix it pretty strong, which is another reason why it's probably not a grand idea that it's on my hands. But, you know, I don't have a lot of time. And on top of not having a lot of time, I didn't plan on having to replace that pump today. I also don't have a whole lot of time to go and wash my hands right now or find some gloves. But I'll do better in the future. I'll make sure I keep some. But for today, we're not. You can get a good look at the road there that got the new gravel put in, got some cuts kind of right in that area and right in this area right over here for water to run off the road and get back to the river. But it has made a huge difference, and I am pumped about that. I was washing my truck the other day for the first time in literally what seemed like about, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months, because in the wintertime you're up here every single day feeding. It's wet, and that road right down there in that curve where all that new gravel is, that road was awful, and it was probably, you know, some days it may have been 5, 6, worst days, 7 inches deep of water and mud. And so now, hopefully that problem is solved. You know, we didn't really do anything about fixing the drainage, but hopefully, well, that's not true. We did cut before the middle of the road had a real big hump in it. And so water from the left side of the road couldn't make it to the right side of the road to make it back out down the bank. And so now that is fixed, so that will help. But having that big rock on there is going to really be a game changer. So maybe we won't even get down into the mud, I hope. All right, let's go find some more. There's a couple that need to die. Right there. Right there. See you bye. I hope. That's if this spray works, which it has in the past, but I don't know. We'll see. But at least you get a pretty ride today. That's at least one thing. All right, well, we got some bushes sprayed. You can kind of tell back here in this little holler how many of these bushes are popping up. You can kind of see them all out that little fence line there, all along the woods line up there. It's a lot to do, But it's about time for me to head back to town, pick up a steak, and go visit with the wife. It's too nice of a day to spend all my time up here and go home and spend some time at the house. But I will be back on here in the next couple days whenever I'm doing something that's worth sharing. Hopefully, next generation that's watching this, hopefully there's no bushes here when you're doing this. But if there is, I tried real hard.